Information Station, WTIM.
Welcome into WTIM, your information station, your home for the WTIM morning show. I'm your host, Tim Zalabak. Thanks so much for our sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. In studio now, we have Taylor Pope, the 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. How are you today, Taylor Pope?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for taking the time being here with us today. We have a full slate of 4-H programs coming down the way here, and I'm excited to talk about all of them today. This first one we're talking about is happening just this weekend. It's the Salsa Gardening for Kids. Take us through this one, Taylor.
Yes. So Andrew, our horticulture educator, is actually going to lead this for me. It's all about like starting seeds. You're going to have peppers, tomatoes, onions, anything that you would put in a salsa. You're going to start seeds and get to take them home with you.
Awesome.
Yes, and the cost is $5, and today is actually the last day to register. There still are a couple more spots available, so if you're interested, it'd be a great workshop to sign up for, especially if you're just wanting to dabble in some gardening, or if you want to start a hobby in gardening. I mean, like, it's a great mental health hobby to have.
Yeah, you can check a couple of boxes off the list here with that. You can get some seeds to start a garden, and of course the salsa aspect of it all, that has me excited. I know I heard Andrew Holsinger is involved here, which I know some good things are going to be said there, because Holsinger, he knows his stuff a lot. Is that a person that you were excited to have on the job on this one?
Yes, I love anything with like gardening, truthfully.
Sure.
So I mean, I'm just probably excited as the kids that are signed up for this program.
That's awesome. So do you have to be a member for this one?
No, you do not have to be a member for this. You don't have to really be a member for any of the workshops.
Okay. Awesome.
Even if you just want to get like an experience, it's a great way to kind of see what 4-H is, just participating in the workshops.
Sure. I don't even want to get out ahead of us here, but for the things we talk about today, for a lot of 4-H programs, is that the case where if you're an interested kid that wants to get involved and not a 4-H member, you can get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, especially if you want to just like know kind of like what 4-H is, like just participating in these workshops is what 4-H is.
Awesome.
Whatever the workshop is, really.
Really, really cool. So there's still time to sign up for this Salsa Gardening for Kids class. You said it closes up today, though?
Yes, today is the last day.
Okay. And where can they go to sign up there?
They can call my office or email me, or they can go onto the extension website and click on the event and just register there.
Perfect. Do you mind giving us a phone number or an email out there that people could reach?
Yes, the phone number for the office is 217-287-7246, and my email is tpope4@illinois.edu.
Easy enough right there. That's Taylor Pope talking about the Salsa Gardening for Kids class that's happening this weekend. Just a lot of information that can be had there. You get to walk away with some seeds and hopefully some delicious salsa. It should be a good day there.
Yes, and a perfect time too with summer approaching and like the last like frost day, which is really close. So this is kind of like perfect timing if you want to just get your seed started right before you put them in the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one's going to be at Christian County Extension.
Yes.
As with all of these we talked about today.
Yep.
Awesome. Alrighty. Moving on to our next event here, the flower arrangement workshop. This one seems like a good one. Talk to us about this.
Yes. So I actually was really wanting to try and get this workshop before Mother's Day. So that way we could get something for, just appreciation for our mothers. But even though I think it's a week or two after Mother's Day, it's still a great, workshop to just kind of show your appreciation for your grandparents or your mom, or maybe you have a sibling that's graduating. You can make a little flower arrangement for them and give that to them.
Every day can be Mother's Day out there. You give your mama a bouquet of flowers at any time. So this is awesome. When is this one appearing, and where can we learn more about it?
So this one is for Tuesday, May 21st. I actually, I just released the new date for this one. I had it posted, but we didn't really have many people signed up. So we kind of tried to extend it, just try and get some more people signed up for it.
Sure.
You can call the extension office or email me, or even go to the extension website and register for the event there.
Easy enough. Is there an age range for this one?
The age range for this one is ages 10 to 18. Kind of wanted to go a little bit on the older side for this one, just because there's some sharp utensils and don't want anyone getting hurt since we're kind of going to be like cutting flowers. And Joanna's also going to talk about, how to like make them last a little bit longer with feeding them and watering them, that sort of thing. And Joanna actually is with the Southern Belle Florist here in Taylorville. So she's donating her time to help with this one a lot.
Nice to get someone local involved there, and yeah, kind of explain the reason for the age range there. It's not just the kind of an advanced level of education there, but also some sharp utensils there. So some easy things to get behind there. We're talking right now about the flower arrangement workshop that is appearing on Tuesday, May 21st there at the Christian County Extension Office. Before we move any further with Taylor Pope, you are the new Youth Development Program Coordinator for 4-H in this position for a little over a month now. And I wanted to talk to you about, have you been able to experience any of the programs you've coordinated yet?
So actually, the salsa gardening workshop that we were just talking about a second ago is actually going to be my first workshop that I'm hosting. So I'm kind of like a little excited just for that.
Sure. Some nervous excitement in there.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a lot of things to coordinate. This is a big job that you have here. So, with your first one, your maiden voyage here with the salsa gardening for kids, are you happy that this is your first event and your first program and the coordination, everything behind it? Did everything go as smoothly as you would want it to?
Yes, so far so good. So far so good.
Did you get help from, people, you have a lot of mentors out there with 4-H that can help you out with anything that you might need in terms of coordination?
Yeah, so my Jess, the 4-H Youth Development, and Sarah have both been like a huge help. I ask them any questions, making sure I'm not missing anything, because, coordinating, there's a lot of details and things like that you have to like make sure you have details for. And so I go to them a lot, making sure that everything's complete and it's good to go, and that way it's a successful workshop.
Yeah, I'm sure they just have so much knowledge on little things that might slip by it. Is there anything that you might have missed that now moving forward, this is something I need in all of my programs? Anything that comes to your mind?
Not quite yet, only because I think I've asked other people to lead the workshops, but I think it'll be a different story if I'm leading the workshop, because there'll be a lot more details to have.
Sure. Still going through that learning curve right now. It's very important for this job. We've talked about the importance of this job with Sarah Martin before. This position was even filled, and she was talking about how important and dynamic this position was, and Taylor Pope filling the spot there as the 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. Love hearing about all of these events. Flower arrangement workshop there, as we were kind of took a pause from talking about that. Tuesday, May 21st. Do we forget anything to hit on there with this flower arrangement workshop, Taylor?
I think the only thing is the cost for it is $15. That's for the flowers, the base, everything that she's providing. But they should take home a really pretty flower arrangement.
You get a base too?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, that $15 cost.
Yes, you can reuse that.
Really nice. Yeah, go home with a bouquet and a vase. All gonna be really fun there. This flower arrangement workshop appearing on Tuesday, May 12th, and the salsa gardening for kids. That's gonna be really fun. That's this Saturday, but you have time to still sign up today. You can do that. And Taylor, before we take our first time out here, one more time with the information and the websites people can go to for registration for these great programs. Can we get the website and one more?
The office phone number is 217-287-7246. And then the website is just goillinois.edu, and it should take you right to our Christian County website.
Easy enough.
And you can register there.
Yeah, find all the information, all the registration stuff for all these great events and programs we've been talking about with Taylor Pope, the 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. We're taking ourselves a short time out. When we come back, we'll have more events and some more information about 4-H with Taylor Pope. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn slightly higher, beans lower, wheat trading slightly higher. May corn up 3/4, 438.5. July corn up 1.5, 450. New crop December 474 1/4, up 1.5. May beans 1155.5, down 10.5. July beans down 9 3/4, 1171 3/4. New crop November 1168 1/4, down 6 1/4. May Chicago wheat 596 1/4, up 1 3/4. July wheat up 1 3/4, 614 3/4. May bean meal 343.60, that's down 240. May bean oil 44.32, down 34 cents. Livestock market of this hour: April feeders 244.95, up $1.85. April live cattle 182.72, up 62 cents. May lean hogs 96.15, down $1.20. Energy market: June crude oil 82.43, down 38 cents. I'm Jim Taylor.
There's only one Central Illinois radio station that brings you the memories of the 60s and early 70s as you are cruising down the streets of your hometown. The dial position is 98.3 FM. The station is 98.3 WSVZ. From Macon to Vandalia and I-55 to I-57, cruising 98.3 plays the hits from early Elvis in the 60s to the British invasion of the Beatles, Herman's Hermits, and many more from the 1960s. Then we swing into the early half of the 1970s with artists like the Guess Who, the Doobie Brothers, and Elton John. Every song brings back something you remember about growing up. Set a button and crank up the station, playing good time rock and roll from the Tower of Power, cruising 98.3 WSVZ.
Making radio and our digital platforms work for my clients is fun. I'm Teresa Nelson, an account manager with the Miller Media Group. With nearly 30 years of media experience, I've made advertising media sales a great career. We have an opportunity for one person to join us. If you think you have what it takes to be successful in a fast-paced business and enjoy challenges, you might be the person we're looking for. One thing's for sure, there is never a dull moment in a radio station. Send us your resume for our first interview to sales@randyradio.com. We're an equal opportunity employer.
Here's Dr. Pavi Gill from Springfield Clinic, Taylorville.
Lifestyle medicine is about motivating you to improve your quality of life by changing habits and behaviors.
Find out more by clicking Dr. Gill's icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Find out the details on the Woman, Infants, and Children, or WIC Supplemental Nutrition Program offered by the Christian County Health Department by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. We are in the midst of the WTIM morning show with Taylor Pope in this segment. She's the 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. We learned all about a couple of programs there in that first half. The Salsa Gardening for Kids program appearing at the Christian County Extension Office this Saturday. You still got time to get into that one, and the flower arrangement workshop. Just all really fun things we've been talking about with the newer 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinators. They're doing a great job getting all these events lined up here. We got another one. Can that jam? And it's not a question, Taylor. It's can that jam? What is this one all about?
Yes, so we are going to make blueberry jam, which I actually plan to have a couple kind of like jam workshops through the year. And Lisa Peterson, our nutrition wellness educator, is going to lead this for me. I don't know how often people do some like canning, but canning jam is very satisfying. It's not a long process. It's actually pretty quick, especially water bath canning. And I thought it was a really good timing with summer being here. Everyone's going to be getting their fruit and their vegetables and things like that going. And then they're going to have an idea of what that canning process is like at the end of summer. So that way they can can some vegetables, jams, anything like that at the end of summer.
Yeah, canning has kind of prevailed as something that people are still really doing out there. When I think of canning, I think of a storage room with a bunch of cans lined up. So that's where that comes from. You say it doesn't take too long of a time to actually do the canning. I thought it might take a year to sit on the shelf. No, you can can something and it's preserved for a long time. So this is an important one right here. Talk to me about can anyone be involved in this one age-wise? I mean, a lot of things are involved with that.
Yeah, so the age for this one is ages 4th to 12th grade. You still don't have to be a 4-H member to attend this. And really, it's a good like beginner jamming workshop, especially, I mean, like even for a refresher, really. But if someone wants to get into canning, this kind of goes with like the salsa gardening, you're going to learn how to the canning process if you will. So.
And another good specialist on the job here with Lisa Peterson. She's talked about all types of cooking safety and canning, all this type of stuff. Another good person to have on the job in this one. You coordinate with Lisa Peterson when you're talking canning?
Yes, I do. Lisa P is amazing. And I know her jam workshops are usually a hit with the kids. The kids love them and love her. So
absolutely. Really, it's going to be a really, really fun one there. It's Friday, May 31st, 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Christian County Extension Office. Can that jam? Not can that jam? It's not a question. It's can that jam? It's going to be a really fun one right there. Moving on to another program here, unless there was anything else to talk about there with our canning.
I think the only other thing is the cost for that one is just $5. Okay. So
Awesome. All right. Good to note there. Now we're heading into a very popular program that has really gained that popularity throughout the years here. We're talking Science Blast right now, Taylor. Talk to us about this.
Yeah, the kids are going to be able to just run a couple different science experiments. I'm not sure what is in line for this one, but I know they've done a elephant foam one. That was really cool. They've done like a little explosion one before, making oobleck, all of those really just like fun activities for kids.
Yeah, they're all just super. I mean, they're simple science projects where you can see the transformation happen right in front of you. You see the chemistry at work. This is really a really fun one, and I can see why it's gained popularity. Now, we're mentioning it pretty early in the year right here, it seems. Is it open yet for registration?
I don't believe it's quite open yet, but I did want to kind of put the bug in people's ear because I know it usually fills up pretty quick.
Yes.
So
this is your announcement.
Keep in mind.
This
Yes.
is your warning that the seats will fill up quickly there for the Science Blast in this 4-H science camp. It's called a camp here on June 26th, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Is this a yearly thing, Science Blast? They can expect it?
Yeah. Beth, she runs them every year, and she is awesome.
Really,
I mean,
really
like
cool.
I went to these camps 3 years ago whenever I was an extra help support staff, and I had fun just helping run it. The kids enjoyed it so much. It was great.
If the coordinators and the helpers are having fun, then the kids
Yes.
are most definitely having fun. So that's really awesome. Registration not yet open, but we're making the announcement that the Science Blast for the 4-H Science Camp, it's coming up here. Registration will be out in a little bit, and I'm sure we'll have you on the show here. We'll talk about it again.
Yes.
Before those seats are all filled up, and I'm hoping so. It's really cool. Anything else to note there on Science Blast?
One thing to note is it's kind of in the name, Science Blast. So it might be a little hint of what the kids might be looking into for the summertime.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really, really fun there. All righty. Talking right now with Taylor Pope, the 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator here. And we mentioned a little bit during the break, we were talking about the youth leadership team. You guys are going to be playing a role out at the Christian County Ag Fair this year. That sounds like a really cool initiative. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, so the YLT kids are going to be hosting a food drive donation, and it's actually going to be during the fair week, so they can drop off anytime they want at the general show, at the livestock show, or if they're not at one of those, if they just want to drop it in at the office, they can, and then we're going to donate that to the local food pantries. That
is really nice here. Taylorville Food Pantry and surrounding food pantries, or just Taylorville?
Yeah, I think we're going to try and split it up to where they can kind of go to each.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Spreading around the donations there. I really love that. And this youth leadership team, I feel like we haven't talked about YLT too much. Where do you guys get your youth leadership team? Are they 4-H members, or are these kids interested in just doing more?
Yeah, so it's really just any kids in any of the 4-H clubs. It's just kind of an extra club. And the YLT kids actually told me that they really enjoy like community service projects and like kind of giving back. So I think that's kind of going to be our idea for the next year, is just really trying to give back to the community, to the youth, like the other 4-H youth. I think in the past they've done like a winter craft workshops with some of the kids, so maybe there's potential of that in the winter. But
if public serving is what they enjoy doing,
Yes.
we have to keep those programs coming that can really advance those interests right there. That's really, really important. Really cool to hear. Youth leadership team with an extension of University of Illinois Extension 4-H, just another arm over there. So many things to keep on track with you 4-H guys, but just so many really cool programs and events we talked about today. Taylor, we're in our last couple of minutes here. Let's get any more information out to the people that they may need. Any show book information, anything like that throughout the 4-H year, programs coming up, of course, 4-H fairs, all these types of things. What do we need to know?
yeah, so one thing to note is the food and clothing show is actually going to be the same day as the general show, so it'll be July 15th. The show book is on the website. I have been meeting with some of the 4-H leaders, getting them show books, so that way the 4-H members are able to get their details about the fair and whether or not they need project books for certain projects, things like that. So
Totally.
it is on the website, and so is the fair schedule.
Awesome. And Taylor, one more time with a website people can go to for all of this information.
Yes. Goillinois.edu. CJMM.
CJMM. That's the important part right there. Go.illinois.edu/CJMM. All of these events, programs, times, and a calendar. You can probably find it there as well. Taylor, thank you so much for taking the time today. And being
Thank
with us.
you.
Absolutely. That was Taylor Pope, 4-H Youth Development Program Coordinator. We learned all about some of these great programs there. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it possible, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. You are listening to the WTIM, your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville.